Hello, how do I manage trades with small capital? When you have an account that you do not have a lot of money in, it's okay to buy one share of a stock per trade. Let's take an example of AEE as of July 25, 2026 to analyze. When we are looking at AEE, for instance, using long Uptrend swing trading strategy, I already traced the support line where I will want to buy. So if you have a small account, assuming you are using long Uptrend swing trading strategy, buying one share of stocks is all you need. With this, for instance, last time it touched base with this support line was in 2024. We have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present and the price on the y-axis from $0 up. So in 2024, it touched base with it 2 times. So let's say you purchase it early when it touched base with that support line at 67. Let's just say you purchase it around $70. Using long uptrend lines, swing trading strategy, you want to buy at the valley line, at the lowest price that is going to go to before going back up, because the stock is swinging around and it is a growth stocks. It's going to go down, it's going to go up. It's expected. You want to capitalize on that and just go with the flow. Buy it when the price is low, sell it when the price is high, and cash in the profit. So if you purchase it around $70 and using this strategy, we want to sell it after it reached all-time highest price, which it reached in 2025. And the question will be, do you want to sell it right away or keep it longer? It will how long it continue to go up during the previous cycle will determine whether you want to stay in the trade longer or get out. To do that, you go to all-time maximum monthly chart so that you can see a bigger picture. All those dotted line are years, and we were looking at this before. So now we want to see the previous cycle, which started even further, like in 2015, and it didn't really come back down to this support line, although this is not just a tiny line, it's an area we could fairly say that it could have touched in this area. But anyway, in one cycle, we want to see the valley, the peak, and the valley. So that will end the cycle. So if we say the cycle started from here, the first all-time highest price to exceed the previous peak was somewhere here. From that point on, it pulled back down. It didn't touch base with it. But if this is an area, we could say maybe it came around the valley line. We don't know. But it reached all-time highest price and maybe like 6 months or less than that or so, and then pull back. And then shortly after, it exceeded this all-time highest price. So probably this is not the valley, because usually it will take a little bit longer to exceed it. But then it continued and then pull back. So we could actually say that this is a lot closer than this one. So it came back here and it took about 2 years or so before it exceeded this. So this will be more like another cycle. So this cycle could well have ended here with all-time highest price somewhere here, and sharply it came back down and then create this cycle. So if we assume this cycle originated from here and this is one cycle, the previous cycle before the one we are in, we could say that it started in 2020 and then continue all the way to 2022. So 2 years to be done reaching peak. So it took 2 years. So if we take that into consideration, it started in 2024. So technically in 2026, we could assume that it could, at any point, it could be done going up. With that in mind, if we say the cycle lasts about 2 years, like climbing up from the valley, climbing up, so therefore we want to stay in the trade for 2 years, we can go back to our daily chart, maximum daily chart. So therefore, when you reach all-time highest price a year later, we might decide maybe we want to stay in the trade for another year and then get out. If that is the case, let's say from here in 2025 was in February. So let's say you sold it, in February 2026 for 107. You purchase it at 70 and you sell it 2 years later at 107. You make $37 profit. So yeah, you make $37 profit. So if you take that $37 divided by 70 that you pay for it times 100, you make 52% return, or 52.86% return on this. So you spend $70, you make $37. So when you have a small account, one share is all you need to keep practicing the strategy you are using to see if they work well with the stocks you are picking to swing trade using that strategy, one share at a time. As long as the profit that you think you can make from that trade, because without even buying it, we just did that calculation to see how much we can make from here. And without even buying it, you can determine that as long as the fee you are going to pay to the brokerage fee will allow you to have some profit left. That's all you need. You just want a proof that that strategy is working with the stocks you are trading with, so that you can win out stocks that are now working well with that strategy. In the meantime, that as you are trying to determine strategy that you are comfortable swing trading with without losing sleep over and without losing your money, and stocks that are making you profit without being negative for years in your portfolio, you will continue to make profit along the way. Does that make sense? In this instance, it's a small profit, so $37. In case of just swap, the fee will be in cents. The brokerage fee will be in cents. So you still make about $37 or $36 profit from that trade. And that is a good profit, even though it's a small profit, but it's a lot of money. $37 could buy you groceries for 1 week, a person. Or in our case, where our grocery budget is $600 for 5 people per month, it is $120 for 4 weeks for 5 people. No, it is $120 a month per person, divided by 4 is $30 a week per person, and $37, $36, of course, before tax, but it still is like a grocery budget for somebody that is living frugally or cooking from scratch. Is a grocery budget a week per person. So it is a lot of money. At the same time that it may not be a lot of money, it is a lot of money. And again, it could be more than what most of us earn per hour at work as well. And that is something you are putting your money there to work for you without you trading every minute of your time for it, but using your money and time to generate that, and not your working time but term in general, because it's going to be there for 2 years. Now you 2 years doing anything on that, you already did your work and you purchase it. You are going to do your work by selling it and do the recording, and you are going to be analyzing the chart, see how it's doing throughout. But other than that, it's there doing its thing even when you are sleeping. So, and the company is running itself, and you are trading the stock. So, and the second good things about buying one share per stock, it allows you to be able to have enough left of your capital in your account to buy other stocks that are positioned for you to buy. That way you don't allocate all your capital on one stock that you have to wait to sell. But you can practice that strategy by buying multiple stocks in your portfolio, because you have money left to buy one share of multiple ones. As you continue to save money to put in the account, and as you are selling those stocks, the profit you generate will increase the capital you have in the account. So over time, you'll increase your account with more money you are putting in it, and from the profit you are generating from swing trading. So whether you have a large account or a small account, I manage my trade the same way. I have a Roth IRA, a Roth IRA that I don't focus much of my time in. But this year, instead of having cash in it, I try to swing trade in it as well. And I have about $2,000 in it. I purchased the same stocks that I'm swing trading in my husband and I joint brokerage account. I purchased the same stocks there as well. And I'm not selling them yet. At the beginning, I purchased 10 shares of a stock that now is down. And after that, when I decided that, I'm going to pay a little bit attention to that account, and it does not have a lot of money in it, stocks that I wanted to purchase there, I just purchased 1 share of them there. The same way that when I start swing trading in 2024, I allocate $2,500 per trade for this joint account to test swing trading strategy that I pick. In 2025, I increase it to 5,000 for some, 10,000 for some, and very quickly I noticed that I ran out of money in the account. And then I say, okay, that is too much per trade, I need to lower it. And this year I lower it again, but it's all by trying and see what you are comfortable with. Some will give you a percentage per account to use, and I think it works as well, but depending on how small the account is and the price per share for those stocks you are trying to swing trade, it may not work necessarily. For instance, if I take an account that has 2,000 in it and I say 3% of that per trade, that will be 0.03, that is $60. So $60 in this instance, where these stocks we could have purchased it at $70, will be priced out. We couldn't purchase this stock. So that's something to consider as well. So, and you can just, for a small account like that, depending on how much stocks you have in your watch list, you can decide counting those stocks and divide the capital of the account by the number of stocks you have on your watch list to see how much you can allocate for each one. If each one is available for you to buy, how much you will allocate for each. But again, it may not be realistic either. So you just have to so I like just to say that buy 1 share per trade, and when you purchase it, just let it be the same way. If you have a large account, when it comes to this swing trading strategy, the strategy work the same. You just let it be until it reach where you want to sell, and you sell it. So whether it's small account and large account, the difference is how many shares per trade you are buying. And maybe a large account, you might, depend on how much you want to purchase, you might purchase in layers, but I just purchase everything. If I have one support line that I'm going to buy at, I'll just buy all there that I want to buy in this instance. But if I have multiple support line and I don't know which one is going to follow to, as it reach the first one, I might buy some share. If you reach another one, I might buy some as well, so that I don't miss out and trying to figure out where I should buy. But in this instance where they have one line, if I have enough money in the account, I'll buy the number of shares I'm comfortable buying for these stocks, and then I will let it be until it's time for me to sell. Buying it at the valley and selling it after it reached all-time highest price, or when it reached there, determine if it's going to continue going up for a while, or if it might start going down from there, and decide if you want to stay in the trade longer or get out. So buy and sell, the strategy work the same whether the account is large, or at least in my opinion, like for my $2,000 Roth IRA and our six-figure joint brokerage account that I'm swing trading in, I use the same, I manage the trade the same way. What about you? If your account is small, how do you manage your trade? So thank you so much for your time. When it comes to these stocks, it's not the time for me to buy it yet. It's close to all-time highest price than it is to the valley. So it's not a buy, it's not in the buying zone for me. So thank you so much for your time. We thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi, and on our channel we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence. And swing trading could allow you to create another stream of income. Just start small, and surely over time you will get there. As a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional trader. I just swing trade in my husband and I joint account, pursuing our goal of financial independence, to create another stream of income outside of our full-time job. And I like to share what is working for us, what is not working, my learning experience with you, so that if you find some tips useful, you can customize them to fit your personality type, your risk tolerance, and use them in your own financial success journey. Will you please proceed with caution? For more videos in this series, will you please check the playlist How to Start Swing Trading Step by Step Using Long Uptrend Lines in the description of this video. And this video is brought to you by our online store, Liberman.com. If you are looking for pouches, cloth napkins, or tote bag, will you please check our online store, Liberman.com. Thank you so much for your time. Happy swing trading.